Thursday, we welcome you to the 2024 PBA Tour Playoffs. We started with the 16 best players on tour all season, and now at Angel of the Winds, we will cut it from 8 to a final 4. Here's a look at your bracket, folks. This is an all-time historic lineup of talent. E.J. Tackett is on pace to shatter the single-season PBA Tour record. We get O'Neill versus Belmonte. We get Marshall Kidd, who's red hot against the Iceman Svensson. And then Anthony Simonson meets Kyle Troup in a U.S. Open title match rematch to cap off our night. As we say hello, everybody, happy Mother's Day to all of the great moms out there from the Hall of Famer, Randy Peterson, and myself, John Fanta. And folks, you are in for a treat tonight. You get these 8 players set to cut it down to 4 that will advance on to Florida for the PBA Tour Playoffs title. What do you see in this lineup?
Epic lineup from top to bottom. You have the Players Champion, Bill O'Neill. You have the World Champion, Tackett. You have the TSC Champion, Kent. And you have the winningest player in the history of major championship competition in Jason Belmonte. It's the best of the best on tap tonight.
And an awesome atmosphere here at Angel of the Winds in the Pacific Northwest. Let's get to our Bowl TV highlights to revisit where we stand in our round of 12. David Krol from pre-tournament qualifiers to boogieing on to the round of 8.
Incredible season for David Krol. He throws the last 4 to shut out Wilkins. In our next match, it was Belmonte versus Smallwood. Belmonte had to cover the 10-pin to advance. He does so.
Then Svensson.
The 2 southpaws, Russo, Svensson. A couple of 7-pins late for Jesper Svensson. Russo needs a double in 10th, gets the first hit, leaves that 10-pin. Jesper Svensson advances. And then in our last matchup, it was Troup by, and it was all Troup. 236-194 winner. Kyle Troup advances once again in the PBA playoffs.
A familiar face, a familiar scene for Kyle Troup because he's the back-to-back defending PBA Tour playoff champion. Now, the top seed, look, he's got plenty of obstacles, but he has had a historic season with a couple of wins as well. It's E.J. Tackett. How would you describe his season?
Well, he's the reigning player of the year, and he's proving why he's the best player on tour today. His 9th show, last standing righty, climbing the ladder at the World Championship. But there's one lingering question. Is he healthy?
That is the question, because 2 weeks ago, he suffers an injury to his pectoral muscle, and we caught up with him moments ago to get a status check before his match with Boog Krol.
And EJ, the question on everyone's mind is, how is the pectoral injury doing now?
It's doing okay. Been here for a few days practicing. Haven't had any pain so far, so hopefully I can bowl one good game and make my way to Kissimmee.
All right, man. Good luck. Thanks.
Well, no big deal, which is a great sign for E.J. Tackett in this postseason.
We'll have to wait and see. You got a nagging injury like that with a player like E.J. Tackett, who throws it as hard as he does at spares, could re-aggravate it.
He meets Boog Krol from pre-tournament qualifiers week after week across the country to being a Delaware Classic champion, to being one of the best standing.
2-4. Yuck. 2-4-5-7. Very choppable.
Interesting, because in the round of 12, Krol struggled to start against Zach Wilkins.
Yeah, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish, my friend.
He was brilliant. So he has already fought adversity in this postseason. All urethane for Krol.
And there's the chop.
Let's go.
First frame. Fast.
Well, you give E.J. Tackett, who feels all right and has an average of 230.04. That's on pace to set a new tour record. You start off like that against him. He has just progressively gotten better and better as we look at his arsenal.
Pride Dynasty. Oh.
Whoa.
That wasn't shoulder, that was footing.
Slipped.
Yep. Little slippage, but just the 5-pin.
Fortunate in that regard, and EJ Tackett cleans it up. 5 majors for Tackett, including that World Championship a few weeks back in Allen Park. Between these 8 competitors, RP, you get 31 major championships.
Yeah, it's the best of the best. Cream of the crop. Best 16 2024. And pretty obvious why this guy's on the show.
That's more like it for Tackett. Clean footing there. Beautiful shots.
It just seemed like it was a couple of weeks ago or maybe a month and a half ago where we were talking about Tackett not being able to win.
That's right.
Right?
Yes.
And then what does he do? Well, he wins the World Championship, and then he won Shark, and yeah.
How about 10 top 7 finishes? This is his 9th telecast.
He is so good. It's scary.
So now how does Krol answer the tough start? Well, didn't like it, but all right.
The Boog with the high hard one. He's going straight urethane. He's got to have a lot of confidence, too, coming in. Beating Zach Wilkins. Shooting 246 on the last 4. I mean, started off bad with the 4-9 split in the second, then threw a 5-bagger behind that. Right. And then 3 in the 10th to shut him out. As we take a look at his arsenal, Black Pearl Urethane.
In his first career TV appearance, he won the Delaware Classic. Beat Bill O'Neill, Thomas Kalko. Amazing run.
Oh, man, another left shot, and it strikes.
Fortunate.
Wow, he's jacked, he's amped up, and he's tugging it. But with that tug comes 19 miles an hour of ball speed. And since it's urethane, it's got a chance to hold its line.
Left lane? Well, that one was in.
Little tape work in the thumb for EJ Tackett.
Dr. Tackett. And he talked with us about those almost this season, where you're a victim of your own success almost because you've won so much, you're coming off a Player of the Year season. And he said, look, this is how my seasons can go. You're going to see me be at my best as the season goes on. And that was perfection from the best in the sport. Let's take a look at today's oil pattern. On the left lane, the Dick Weber 45. The right lane, the Mike Albee 39.
Long and short. Players are going to play in on the Dick Weber pattern. You see urethane a lot going down the right lane on the shorter Mike Albee pattern.
Both players, RP, are playing the same ball on both lanes.
Oh boy, Tackett. I'll see your trip forward, I'll match you one. Tackett using the same equipment he used to win the World Championship.
That's the 25-year bowling broadcaster Randy Peterson, ladies and gentlemen. He's got a triple.
And how about Tackett choosing to finish on the left lane? The first player throughout the playoffs to do that.
Book.
So bad.
Yep, it's
So
pulled every
bad.
shot.
Yep.
Get closer to it.
And I think that's just pure adrenaline. You know, it's the moment, plus you're going up against the world's best.
His first TV show earlier this year. Obviously, this is first time these two have played a televised match. So for Krol, it is a spotlight. But again, and this is something that we were talking with players about before the show, Matt Russo, AJ Johnson, others, is that when you get into the playoffs, you're facing the very best. You can't get too frustrated when you're against this competition. David Krol took the spotlight from pre-tournament qualifiers, Randy Peterson, to a PBA Tour champion, a dream coming true in Delaware.
Kid's got talent. He was very fortunate in that event. The lanes deteriorated and got just absolutely horrible. And you know what? He prevailed.
Nice shot. Yes, it was.
Much better.
He goes, I like that one. The problem, after a 9 spare to start for Tackett, he has been a machine since performing that surgery.
Tighten up that thumb.
Think about that. Average award winner, and now he could break the all-time record.
Oh my. Yeah, that one just darted right through the head pin. A little slow with the speed, about half a mile an hour slower. And this one cuts right through the nose. Location was good, but just too soft. 3-6-10, pay it respect, cover all 3 pins with the ball. Tour average 80%, John.
Good cut.
I got it from my good friends at Lane Talk. You want to know more? Head on over to lanetalk.com. Check out all they have there at that site. Also, download the free app. It'll make you a better bowler.
EJ, the #1 seed. Krol, number 9. We've got the 4-5 matchup coming up. Belmo and O'Neill.
Tackett cleans that right up. That was beautiful. EJ Tackett. Welcome back to the PBA Tour Playoffs. Let's look back to the World Series of Bowling in Allen Park, Michigan. Thunderbolt Lanes back on April 21st. EJ Tackett, he climbed the step ladder for the first time in a major as he defeated Matt Russo to win his 2nd consecutive PBA World Championship. 7th player in the history of the PBA with 23 titles and 5 majors, and he's only 31 years of age.
That was beautiful. He was hoisting 2 trophies.
Now he'd like to hoist the belt. The WWE title belt is what is used along with the big cash prize for the PBA Playoffs champion, just like you see with Patrick Mahomes in the NFL when they won the Lombardi. And when the Rangers won the World Series, NBA postseason going on right now, where the WWE gives the winning team, MVP, a title belt. Yes, we have that in the PBA for the playoffs champ. '28-year-old David Krol.
A little more angle on that shot. He didn't yank it and throw it up the gut. This one's got a little more shape to it. And now he's just 1 strike away from tying up this match.
This is what we saw from him against Zach Wilkins in the round of 12. He just found his best as it went on. Now 4 out of 5.
Trust it.
lane
Close.
again.
But it ended up working out.
Right at 500 rev rate and 19 miles an hour. And that one just laid there like Grandpa on the sofa on a Sunday afternoon.
Okay, on Mother's Day, the guy's got to take care of
Mom's never-
dinner, and Mom needs to get on the couch.
Mom's-
It's her day.
Moms never take time off.
No, they don't. That's why they're the best.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
EJ's got to make a move on that right lane.
I did, Randy.
Oh, sorry, EJ. Move more. Well, he said he really liked the last shot of that lane, right?
I appreciate the real-time dialogue.
I love when
between
EJ
you two.
talks to me. Hang on. All right, let's go down to his ball rep, Brett Spengler. Brett, you heard EJ tell me that he made a move on that lane. What's going on, and do you see any type of lingering issues with that pectoral muscle?
Nah, there are no lingering issues or anything like that. He just didn't make a big enough move. Felt like it broke off in the front, like his ball hooked too early 2 shots ago over there, and made a move, just didn't go far enough.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
That's more like it.
You like EJ giving me the business?
Yes, I do.
I do too.
He does it in the nicest way one could.
Yeah, because he's a nice guy.
Yes, he is.
Thought that was good too.
Is that the new one or the old
That's the new one.
What?
It's the new one. I just know, like, I'm really afraid of my ball just blowing
Get
through
over
it.
there and stand over there.
Like, I thought I threw that one pretty good too, and it just ripped off again. So
It's having trouble getting over there, isn't it?
maybe I just need to trust somebody.
He's afraid of making too big a move on that right lane and having it blow right through the paddle.
That's pretty good too. That's pretty good too.
Yes, it is. Boom, Krol with the lead.
What a great shot here by Boog. And I know one person that's very proud of this young man, Dino Castillo, senior Masters champ and tour rep for Brunswick. Dino, what do you like most about Boog and what he's doing?
I mean, his heart and soul, his game is just, I mean, it's infectious, and he loves this game, and he's put everything into it, so how can you not?
How proud of him are you?
Man, let me tell you, I've watched this kid grow up from when he first started bowling adult, and I've followed him. I've watched every shot he's thrown bowling out here. So to say I'm proud is like watching my kids grow up. It's unbelievable.
Thanks, Dino.
This guy is such a great story. And his mentor growing up, the late Sean Swanson,
Yeah.
who told him never give up. And he's got a tattoo of that on his arm, never give up. And Sean's birthday, the same as David's wedding anniversary. He plays for Sean every single time out. What a journey, and now against the best.
That's what he was afraid of. Right there.
Did exactly what I thought it was. I'm afraid
Yep.
of doing. Oh, God.
This is all created by the urethane that David Krol is throwing. And that's exactly what EJ was worried about.
Dang
If
it.
he makes too big a move, it hits that carry down that the urethane ball creates, and it comes in light.
But Tackett is in a hole as we hit the 10th. And now he needs it. He needs it all.
Krol in the 230s already. EJ Tackett max scored 227. EJ's got to strike out when he's got to hope that Krol opens.
And Krol had an open in the first.
EJ got trapped by the right lane.
David Krol began the year by having to earn a spot in the main field via the pre-tournament qualifier each and every week. A great year for Tackett, but in the playoffs it ends in the quarters against a guy who traveled the country at the risk of bowling 7 games and being sent home. We were talking with people around the tour earlier this week who said it is absolutely incredible that David Krol is top 9 on the tour this season. Now he's one of 4 left standing and has taken down the #1 seed. This is the playoffs. It's win or go home. It's do or die. It's 1 game elimination. And after beating his buddy Zach Wilkins, David Krol has toppled #1. We've got madness in the playoffs.
Confidence is a really good thing.
And Boog has all of it. David Krol, you captured a dream earlier this year in Delaware. Book your ticket to Florida.
Looks like we're going. Come on. Let's go.
Boogie Nights in the Sunshine State in a couple weeks on Fox. David Krol, as good a story as there is. Welcome back to the 2024 PBA Playoffs. Let's go back to January 15th on MLK Day. PBA Players Championship presented by Snickers in Wichita. Bill O'Neill qualified as the #2 seed. He met Tom Smallwood in the championship match. He defeated Smallwood 209 to 178. The real deal with his 3rd career major title, his 14th career PBA Tour title, and now he meets Jason Belmonte. Between them, you get a combined 45 titles with Belmo, 15 majors. What a showdown this is going to be. Randy Peterson is with them both now.
And thanks, John. And 2 players that know each other very, very well. Longtime tour roommates, best mates. And Bill, I'm going to start with you. What is your favorite thing about bowling against Jason on television?
I'd like to bowl people who are always going to give me their best match, and that's what Jason's going to do. And I'm going to have to go out there and you know, throw 10 really good shots in order to beat him. And I love the challenge.
Thanks, Bill. Good luck. Jason, what is your least favorite thing about bowling against Bill on television?
Yeah, I think Bill's beaten me the last few times.
Yeah, the record's 4-2.
Yeah, so that's probably my least favorite thing. I'm surprised he didn't say it was his favorite thing, to be honest. But look, we'll see how today goes. The pair looks a little bit trickier than it did when I played on it last, so we got to make some good shots, Randy.
All right, man. Best of luck. Thanks.
Yes, Bill O'Neill's record against Belmo is 4-2. And as it was brought up, former tour roommates, O'Neill defeated Belmo in the 2022 playoffs, in the 2020 Players Championship as well. In fact, he's won the last 4 meetings over Belmo. Their first came all the way back in 2009. He said whoops, but it's a strike for Jason to start.
And that shot was pretty straight for a guy that has an extremely high rev rate, as you see it approaching 550. And again, that would be due to the urethane carry down. Remember, urethane balls carry oil towards the pins, dries up the front part of the lane. And guess what Bill O'Neill's using?
Urethane. And the 10.
Urethane 10. Watch the 6-pin, second from the right. Look out. William.
And a brutal start for O'Neill. Well, the right lane in the round of 12 produced a couple of gutter balls from Chris Vi, unfortunately.
Yeah. Not typical of Bill O'Neill, missing a 10-pin. And urethane on both lanes for O'Neill.
Covers there. What we saw in our opening match, Krol opened in the first and then bounced back and won. Now doing some taping to the ball. Here's O'Neill. Made TV in 4 of the first 6 singles events of the year. Got off to a scalding hot start.
Jason going with Tour Dynamics. He's going to hook the right lane. Beauty.
That was Belmo mode.
Tony, may I please take a reroute?
There's definitely more angle on this right lane on this shot than the left. Remember, that was the thing that EJ was terrified of, right? Get in a little bit too deep and the ball will never recover because of that oil pushing down towards the pins.
And then it didn't.
And then it didn't.
His fear became true. Again, the 45 Weber on the left, the 39 Albee on the right are dual patterns in the playoffs. Jason Belmonte, second on the tour this year with a 226.68 average. No wins, but super consistent. Not there.
It's not where you want to be.
I agree. I think it's way too straight. I think he needs a little more angle.
Finishes that off. Shaking his head, though, in frustration after that first shot.
Not where you want to be.
O'Neill, 14 titles, 19th season. Won his first major in 09, the U.S. Open.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Yeah, look, that thing stuck up to the pocket. That was beautiful.
Yes, it was.
Future Hall of Famer right there. Still old school, kind of throwback style. Still has plenty of power, but he gets it done with his brains, with shot making, with execution.
He told us in his pre-interview that you like to point out how old he is.
Yeah, I saw his walker leaning up against the ball return on the adjacent pair.
He's only 42.
He sent me a text about that a couple days ago. Beauty. What a great shot.
Why would you criticize the old man?
I never... Look, he's one of the greatest ever. Right?
Yes.
Bill O'Neill is a Hall of Famer. A future Hall of Famer. This guy is so good. But he is 42.
Mm-hmm.
Belmonte's 40.
I mean, you got to keep yourself in shape, man. These youngsters are good.
Wow. And think about the career that E.J. Tackett's had. He's only 31.
It is ridiculous.
Registration for the 2024 PBA LBC National Championships is now open to bowlers of all skill levels and from all centers. The PBA LBC National Championships is heading to a new location outside Chicago and includes 2 new junior divisions. You can compete in singles as well as optional doubles and team events. Even combine your scores with the pros. Enter today at pba.com/LBC tournament. He liked it,
Oh, my goodness.
But the 9 didn't.
Oh. Let's go down to the floor and talk to Jason Belmonte's tour, Jim Callahan. Jim, why so straight early on that left lane for Belmonte?
I think with all the urethane, it ended up where it's really, really stretched it there. And from the last show, they were even a little bit tighter than that, where they used a bunch of urethane. So I think where he tried to hook it, it just wouldn't come off the spot the right way. So the last ball in practice, he moved right, threw it firm, and he went 10 back, and then he threw the first one there. So I don't think you can really hook it on the left lane. I think you got to, all that carry down, they got to kind of keep it in front of them, keep it on line. That's the only play right now.
Thanks, Jim. Well, he sure hooked it on that last shot.
Yes. Back to O'Neill. Won the Players. 5th at the U.S. Open.
Boom.
and that is Bill O'Neill to a tee.
Another great shot by Bill O'Neill, and another strike. Now working on 4 in a row after the whip 10-pin in the first.
He said his biggest attribute throughout his career has been he's been able to adapt to current conditions, modernizing his game.
Finally got some early check with the urethane ball in the left lane. Ball drifts just a pinch high. Position at the arrows was nice. It was a good shot.
It's close to target.
It was a good shot.
Hey.
A little sarcastic. Yay!
O'Neill. The PBA is proud to have Bowlers to Veterans Link as the official charity of the PBA Tour. In today's BVL Salute to Veterans, we welcome U.S. Navy Master Chief Enon David Kirk, who served for 22 years. Thank you for your service, David. To donate, go to BVL.org. Welcome back. PBA Playoffs. Angel of the Winds Resort and Casino in beautiful Arlington, Washington.
And folks, if you've never been here, you have to.
Yes.
I mean, it's a phenomenal facility. Maybe one of the best steakhouses I've ever eaten at. Right here in this building. It's an awesome place.
That's high praise from our ping.
Messenger!
Oh, no.
From Belmo. The Just Right Strike is brought to you by Just Bear, the mindful choice for high-quality protein with no antibiotics ever. Just Right, Just Bear.
Tony, can I please take my second re-rack?
That's dirty.
Slacked. He talked with us before the postseason began, and he said, it's time to lock in. It's time to be in Belmo mode. He wants that title. He's had that average over 226, second best on tour. Now he wants that belt.
Oh, boy.
Champ. Uh-oh.
Roll it? Nope.
Terrible.
Yeah, was not his best.
Popped up.
Could have cut it to 1 with a strike there. But this one just gets wide right. I mean, that could have been 2-8-10 City.
Fortunate for it just to be the 2. But frustrated. Who's going to figure out the left lane?
That was another good one.
And we want to shout out Travis O'Neill, CEO, Angel of the Winds Casino Resort. Travis, thanks to you and your team for having us this week.
One of the best guys you'll ever meet right there, Travis. Anything you need, he takes care of it. Thank you for everything, Travis.
The real deal.
Yeah, and he's the real deal on that right lane for sure. If he figures out this left lane, it's going to be big trouble for Belmonte.
What's the key to figuring out the left lane?
Well, the next shot is going to be crucial because remember the last time on the left lane he went high, the ball checked a little bit early. Now, he moves off of that to the left, right? Say he moves his feet a border to left, moves his target with it. If it strikes, he's locked. If it goes weak 10, then it's a head scratcher.
What's he do? And there's the 10.
That's good. Sure.
Weak 10.
Right on cue. This left lane is causing trickeration. Hey, tune into Race Hub weeknights on FS1. Get expert analysis and opinions from the best in NASCAR as they break down the hottest names inside the car and out on the track. Race Hub weeknights at 6 Eastern on FS1 of the Fox Sports app. John Fanta, Randy Peterson with you. We know Bug Krol, David Krol, from pre-tournament qualifiers to being one of 4 left standing. He's the first man to Florida. And now a 10 on the right side for Belmo.
Pretty good shot there for Jason, just to leave that ring in 10. That kind of stinks, especially since he could have doubled up and taken the lead. But right now, he has to execute perfectly to win this match. O'Neill has to figure out what to do in the left lane to win this match.
We're just getting started here. Our next match, Marshall Kent, who is red hot off his Tournament of Champions title against Jesper Svensson, who rolled in the round of 12 against Matt Russo. And then Anthony Simonson meets Kyle Troup.
Exactly what he needed to do to set the 10th frame up. But there's nothing he can do to stop O'Neill. I expect Bill to strike here in the 9th frame, and then
that's the question.
Let's see what happens on the left lane, the lane he chose to finish on.
He chose, and he's got a question to answer. There he is on the right first. And that was all business from O'Neill. That expression says it all. Here comes your $1 million question on the left side.
O'Neill's perfect on the right lane with the exception of frame 1.
Where he opened.
Now what?
Strike 9 spare to shut out Jason Belmonte. Struck twice in the 2nd and the 4th. 2 rough ones back to back. O'Neill doesn't like it. Some fortune for Bill O'Neill. He did not like it. at all.
I mean, wow. Hey, you can't win without getting breaks. That was a huge one for O'Neal. Got it inside and then trips the 4-7. 9 spare, and he moves on to Florida.
He's off to the PBA Playoff Semis.
I mentioned how good Bill O'Neal is.
Yes.
Earlier. Okay, just checking.
But you can mention it again because
so good.
It can't be mentioned enough. This
He's just
guy.
so good. For a medium rep guy, I mean, he's just so good.
Huh? The ultimate pro.
Well, I moved too.
And he has now taken his last 5 meetings with Jason Belmonte. 5 in a row, 5 and 2 all time. And for Belmo, he'll head back to Australia. There's 3 beautiful kids. Bill O'Neal will be heading from PA to the Sunshine State. Let's look back to April 28th. PBA Tournament of Champions in Fair Lawn, Ohio. And Marshall Kent on historic lanes 27 and 28 defeated #1 seed Anthony Simonson 205 to 201 to claim his first major PBA win and 7th career PBA title. His second win this year, the real tears pouring out as Kent climbed the stepladder, defeating Jason Sterner, Matt Ogle, EJ Tackett, and then Simonson, the same 4 players Jason Belmonte defeated to win the 2023 Tournament of Champions. So, Boog Krol and Bill O'Neal, 9th seed out of the semifinals. It's chaos on the bracket. Will we see more? Kent is the 2 seed, but Jesper Svensson sure is dangerous. And he pulled quite well to beat Matt Russo in a great round of 12 showdown.
Yeah, it was a great matchup. Came down to the 10th frame, and Russo needed a double, and he got the first hit and then left that blower 10 pin. Jesper a couple of 7 pins late, but it was a great match. Ooh. Ooh.
Not the best of shots, but he begins with a strike.
I don't know. I kind of liked it. You got that much power and you come in light mixer. It's filth. Man, that's good.
Well,
love it.
His power speaks for itself.
Oh. Now, Marshall Kent. What's he going to do? Is he going to hook the entire lane? Is he going to go a little straighter? What's he going to do? Using a sneak attack on the right lane. Oh, he's deep.
Great ball.
Uh-oh. Reminiscent of last week?
Chris Fine. Good start. We had 2 of them.
He actually did this at the Tournament of Champions as well. Threw it in the gutter, threw one wide and got 3.
That time.
Still climbed the ladder.
That's insane. As he recovered. Quite well.
That's as good as 9
Quite
spare.
well.
That's as good as 9
Yes,
spare.
it is.
I mean,
They don't ask how you get there.
there's no pictures on the scorecard.
No.
We've done good at that this year.
Look at his arsenal.
Sneak attack.
It's such, and that's one of my favorite names.
Yeah, sneak attack. He likes Game Breaker 5 too. He went back and forth with that ball a lot, TSC.
He told us he's still trying to come down from cloud 9. As he refocus here. He also said nobody asked what you did last week on tour.
Yep.
You got to come right back and be ready. That's a nice response.
I ain't scared.
Very nice response.
Whoops.
A lot of power. Gym rat, strong guy, great shape. and he's rededicated his life. And it's paying off quite well here in 2024.
To Svensson's arsenal. Jesper Svensson, 551.
Oh. Hit me. We're at the Angel of the Winds Casino, right? Hit me.
Oh, how'd that work out for you this week?
Yeah. Not bad.
Very, very open-ended answer by you.
It's none of your business, John.
Oh, that is just nasty. Jesper Svensson, we're seeing the vintage in him right now, and I mean that in the most complimentary way. It's because of how great of a start his career got off to in terms of titles.
Major champion Graham Faw with us once again, and he says, hey, he's bowling great right now. It's just a matter of whether or not he can carry the corner pins. And Graham, we thank you for being here with all of your valuable insight and information you give us throughout the telecast. Yuck.
Yuck is right, but it's a strike.
Yeah, we saw that at TSC, very reminiscent of a couple of weeks ago, Tournament of Champions. But, you know, this is just the overcompensation, right? You get one wide, and then your brain's like, well, don't throw it that far right again, and that's what you get.
That was grinded out type of territory in the TOC. Not always the prettiest. But again, they don't ask how you got there. Especially in a major. That was pretty for Marshall Kent with Mom watching. Happy Mother's Day.
Well, that's taking advantage of a nice break there in the third frame with the Brooklyn.
Susan, and to all the moms out there, happy Mother's Day to all of you.
I mean, is it just me, or does it feel like this guy here is just due? He's due, right?
I feel that. 11 tour titles. Has not won, though, in the last 2 years. This is a guy who was just incredible early on in his career. He was the first player to win 5 PBA titles by the age of 21.
Youngest to ever win the TSC.
At 20 years, 357 days, and he's still only 29.
Yeah, not near as old as Bill O'Neill.
There it is. Bill told us during the break.
He came us during the break. He said, hey, Florida's the perfect spot for me.
Play.
Oh, did.
Oh, my. Jesper Svensson with 5 in a row. The Iceman is on fire. The reviews are in. First things first is a mix of analysis, tremendous chemistry, and total ridiculousness. Nick Wright, Chris Broussard, and Kevin Wilds serve up a fresh daily dose of unscripted and unfiltered sports talk. Weekdays at 3 Eastern on FS1.
Now, right lane, Marshall Kent. What's going to happen? That's better.
Yeah, but the 7. Ken fighting with it right now.
What a season though for this guy. I mean, he's one of the good guys out here, and it's just nice to see good things happen to good people. Marshall with 2 victories here in 2024. Just awesome to watch, awesome to see.
And a restored love for the sport.
Yep. Good shot there. Oh, got a little room. Hello.
Yes, he did.
Left lane friendly.
Marshall Kent has been dynamite on that left lane. 3 strikes. But Jesper Svensson has struck on both of them each time. We got a battle for that 3rd slot in the Final 4 tonight.
There she is, Hazel.
Hazel Vale.
How about it?
She still bowls twice a week.
Aww.
At 100. Well, Hazel Vale, congratulations to you. We all want what you're having. Be 100 years of age and bowling twice a week. Listen to the Hazel chants. That is outstanding.
Yeah, it is. Happy Mother's Day, Hazel.
Happy Mother's Day to all of the moms out there.
All the moms.
So Svensson in control. He has been fantastic. You can all see that, Max. I won't use the P word.
Last week he started off with the front 6.
That's
against Russo.
Where are you getting at?
He just started off with the front 6.
Exactly. And then what happened?
And then he won.
He did.
Okay, he left a 10 pin, then he struck. He left a 7 pin, and he struck, and then he left a 7 pin. 249.
Seventh is where he blinked last time. Not this time. He's got 7. Iceman. Jesper Svensson, folks. With 7 in a row. Right back.
All right, a good one here for Marshall on that right lane. He needed it. He's down 31. Jesper perfect through 7. And Kent can cut the deficit to 21 with another strike here.
Yes, 11-time member of Team USA.
Marshall Kent. He's staying alive.
Jesper Svensson has the first 7 strikes toward bowling a 300 game. Should he or any of the players on tonight's show bowl a perfect game, everyone in America can receive a free game of bowling courtesy of Go Bowling. To pre-register, visit GoBowling.com and sign up for the Go Bowling Free America promotion. The last 3 televised 300s have come here at Angel of the Winds.
Svensson!
The Iceman looking to open up the freezer. And throw his opponent in it.
Oh. Wow, that's cold. You can feel it down here. The step ladder first round, we saw Tom Smallwood flirt with it. End up with a 298. Boom! He'll go in the 10th, chasing history.
Perfect.
Now Kent trying to maintain a pulse.
Oh my gosh.
Holy smokes.
Well, Jesper, I'll get you a tea time in Florida. What an awful break from Marshall Kent. But it didn't matter. No matter what Marshall did, he couldn't shut out Jesper Svensson. His max score was 269. Make it! Make it! Make it!
It almost happened. It's only ever happened 4 times on TV. That was close.
That would have been fantastic. Watch this. Oh. Get over there, stupid 10-pin. Oh.
Still, your Tournament of Champions winner, and an amazing season for a guy who fell back and loved and marveled in front of us.
So proud of you, Marshall. Wow. But now, the Iceman.
Yeah.
Marshall's just getting out of the way.
He is. He is getting out of the way.
Classy move. Just give center stage to Jesper Svensson.
Well, that's Marshall Kent being all class.
Yep.
And he still is on cloud 9, as well he should be.
Yes, he should.
After winning his first major.
Go get him.
2 weeks ago. And now things get serious, folks. Troup and Anthony Simonson are waiting in the wings for our next match. Svensson knows that he's joining Bud Krol and Bill O'Neill in the semis.
That's Kyle Troup, his tour roommate and best friend out here, rooting on Jesper Svensson for 2 more just like the last one. Oh my goodness.
But still, brilliance. Listen to this crowd.
That's lucky in Florida.
Wow. What a performance. And I got to tell you, we talked about it.
Yes.
We're not surprised. The lone left-hander standing.
He goes to Florida. Very, very dangerous. Jesper Svensson, Florida, there's an ice storm coming next weekend.
Forecast in Kissimmee next week.
Folks, we have 3 slots claimed in our final 4 in Kissimmee next week on Fox. Bud Krol, Bill O'Neill, Jesper Svensson. Now, who will join them? This is a U.S. Open title match rematch. Anthony Simonson against the champ this year. Man who wore the jacket this year. Kyle Troup back-to-back. defending playoffs champion. He beat Chris Fye to get here against Simon.
A lot of angle and a little bit of rollout on that shot there. And that's why that pin was left.
Troup leads Simonson 3-2 all-time in televised matches. He's won the last 2. Both those coming in the United States Open.
It's a heavyweight matchup right here.
Yes, it is.
Now, we watched Simonson throw some interesting shots in practice. He was actually throwing a backup ball on this right lane. And what's changed on this telecast is all of the players that had choice all chose to finish the matches on the left lane. Is this going to be a backup ball? It sure is. Look at that.
Wow. And he opens with the strike. Simo going back up. He warmed up with it. We were watching him warm up. Not quite sure what he was going to do, though. He's won a title doing this, Sarpy.
Yep. Johnny Petraglia, the Hall of Famer, the legend, told me 5 years ago, he said, wait and see. You'll have a two-hander that'll be able to throw a backup ball and a regular hook. And that's what we're seeing with Simonson.
We are watching the whole package of as polarizing a superstar in this sport right now. On the dual patterns.
He can't be more versatile than that, can you? Take a look at Kyle Troup's Arsenal IQ Tour 78U on the right lane. Virtual energy blackout on the left lane.
Beauty from Troup. Let's look back at the U.S. Open in February in Indianapolis. One of the greatest step-ladders in PBA history. 89 titles, 28 majors. Kyle Troup, the 3rd seed, defeating DJ Tackett and Jason Belmonte to reach the championship match against Simo. He clinched the title in the 9th frame, a 223 to 181 win. His 2nd career major, his 11th PBA Tour title. What a moment. Loves bowling here.
Yeah.
Tour finals last year, and listen to him. Out of here. You are.
This could get tense.
It's getting there quickly. And it feels like on the flip side, RP, you got a guy who has said, he told us earlier this week, I've had a good year. He said, I feel like could have been a little bit better, but scoring average is up. He said, I do better when things are more challenging. He's challenging himself here with a backup ball, and he's got a triple. And in this U.S. Open title match rematch, he's looking for revenge.
You know, you talked about Simonson's season, 2nd at the U.S. Open, 2nd at the Tournament of Champions, 1 10-pin away from winning the TSC just a few weeks ago.
He's the youngest to ever win a major at 19 years, 39 days at the Masters in 2016. Troup is energized. This is his title to defend.
Game on.
The fro is in session. Word up. When he gets dialed in, man, his execution is just so good. And it has to be at this level to be able to win, to be able to beat players like Simonsons and Tacketts and Belmontes. He loves the moment. Just inside of fourth arrow, catches that light mixer right there. Look at him doing the one-legged dance. Oh, yeah.
He said, look, mentally, I've got a ton of confidence. This tournament, the playoffs, have nothing to do with what you've done the last couple of weeks. You come here, he knows he's the champ. He feeds off that energy.
Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness.
It's right on track.
Simonson throwing the IQ 78U on that right lane, which is urethane, and DNA coil on the left. But this is just ridiculous. Watch this pin carry. Up and over the 10. Are you serious?
Guy who was 4 or 5 years old, spending all day in a bowling center in Texas. He would do anything and everything around there. A guy who was in his early teens, 12, 13 years old, beating kids who were 17, 18 in tournaments.
He is a marvel. He is a superstar. And he delivers a strike here. A great battle to claim the final spot in next weekend's semis on Fox. Troup, Simonson, this is greatness. Don't go anywhere. Welcome you back to Angel of the Winds in Arlington, Washington. Absolutely beautiful resort and casino. PBA Playoffs Quarterfinals. We want to acknowledge Travis O'Neill, the CEO here. Bree Guico, Strikers Events and Entertainment Manager. Stacia Jury, Supervisor here. And Trinity Wortley, Retail Operations Manager. Thank you to Strikers, their entire staff, for hosting us throughout the PBA Playoffs. Round of 16, round of 12, round of 8. Before we head to Florida next weekend on Fox. Sean Fans and Randy Peterson. And RP, we have some theater here.
Let's go. We sure do. I mean, this is a heavyweight slugfest.
Just stop watching all the people walking down.
You would know that they're best of friends. Went out for a steak the night before right now. They're getting after it. This one means a lot. Cleans it up. And look at it, where we stand right now.
Re-rack, please.
That's for a re-rack here. Talked about his shoulder, Randy.
Okay.
Took a stinger, but feels like he's doing all right now. Not an issue this week. Said he feels like the dual pattern benefits him. He loves the mental battles of 1v1.
Oh, no.
That is brutal.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Watch the 6-pin, second to the right, just slingshot around the 10. Yeah. And now bowling Swiss Army knife steps up on the right lane. Throwing backup balls. Throwing it faster on the right lane with a backup ball than he is on the left lane.
It's what PBA Commissioner Tom Clark says all the time. What makes this guy a must-watch is you never know what he's going to do. The 10 again. Bad shot.
Let's take a look at what he does to create this reverse hook. His hand rotates the other way. Watch this. Look at that. Be able to do that on the fly and then go back to hooking it the other way. That is, it's incredible. The amount of talent it takes to do that. See how he's playing this pair of lanes here. Red ball on the right lane. And there it is. It's the backup ball. And then the left lane, he's really curving it.
That is awesome from our crew. That gives you a full look. Look at the maxes, folks.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy is right.
2, 4, 5.
Position at the arrows looks okay. It must have been bad out of his hand.
When you're changing as much from lane to lane like that, can you run into that?
Think about throwing it with two completely different styles.
It's a totally different throw. Resetting things here.
And you're actually rotating your hand in two different directions. One goes around the ball to the right, and the other one goes to the left. You can only rotate your hand so far to the left when you're right-handed.
3 of them.
And buries that.
Shout out to the mechanic. Right where I needed to be. Come on, bro. Let's keep putting it on.
He said, shout out to the mechanic. That's what I needed. Needed a breath. This is fascinating here. Winner of this meets Jesper Svensson in the semis next Sunday on Fox. Bud Krol and Bill O'Neill will meet on the other side of the bracket.
Troup, big time.
Two-pin lead through 8 for Kyle Troup.
Come on, right here.
As we brought up earlier, Simonson will finish on the left, which is what every player on this show is elected to do. So now here's Troup on the left. He has struck twice here.
And does here. At one point this year, he was reading a book in between shots. He said, I don't need a book during the playoffs. Bowling is great, but the Troup hurts. The satisfying moment of the match is sponsored by Snickers. Nothing satisfies like a Snickers.
Sometimes all you have to do is sit back and let the action speak for itself. This is about as good as it gets.
Back up ball and all.
The last one of the match for Simonson on the right lane.
Just make a good shot. Not that hard to do.
Struck in the first, struck in the third, couple of spares, and then struck in the ninth, throwing the backup ball in the right lane. No matter what, he cannot shut out Kyle Troup.
Troup with that max of 258. Two of the game's greats. Here we go.
Oh,
and the 10.
Goodness.
Luck is not on my side as of lately.
Another ringing 10. That could possibly be the undoing for Simonson once again. It happened a few weeks ago at the Tournament of Champions. And now Troup just needs a mark to win.
That's all Kyle Troup will need.
Have another re-rack.
You feel for Simonson because of where he stood in that TOC. Where he felt like he had some good shots down the stretch. It just wasn't enough. Luck not being on his side, as he just referenced. That's the sport sometimes. Another strong season, a 3 seed in this event. And the 10. The 10 just unforgiving. A brutal 10, 225.
Right here.
Kyle Troup just needs a mark to win.
Stay present. You already see it.
On the left side, he's just asking for them to set the pins.
Yeah, just wants a full rack set on that left lane.
For the viewpoint.
Well, and the other thing is you don't want it resetting in the middle of your swing, right? Get the full rack down and go about your business.
No distraction. A mark to win. The playoff king.
Whoa.
Need that.
Come on, Kyle.
6-10.
That could have been disastrous. I mean, if he big fours there, he loses.
Back-to-back defending champion in this event. Kyle Troup is going to Florida to defend his belt and seek a three-peat.
Right there, baby!
From the United States Open title.
Love you girls, we'll see you soon. See ya!
To a trip from the Pacific Northwest to the Sunshine State. This place loves him. It's where he won the Tour Finals last year. And he is a two-time champion of the PBA Playoffs, and he'll try to go for 3 next weekend on Fox. Here you go, folks. Boog Krol from pre-tournament qualifiers to now being one of 4 left standing. Bill O'Neill, the real deal, the Players Champion, the U.S. Open Champion, Troup, and a guy who is as hot as anybody right now, the Iceman, Jesper Svensson. Randy Peterson is with Kyle Troup.
Thanks, John. Kyle, you sure do love these playoffs. Why is that?
Well, like I've said every time so far, that when I've been asked that question, we put a lot of work in all year long to get to this point, and 100% locked in isn't enough in this moment because I don't want to just blood, sweat, and tears I've went through this year on tour, and I love this event as well because I'd like that WWE belts.
I know you've got 2 of them. I think you gave one to your dad, didn't you?
Yeah, my brother still needs one too, so we're on a mission here, Randy.
All right. Well, what was going through your mind when you watched Simonson throwing backup balls on the right lane?
I know Simonson is the most talented bowler on the earth right now, and I didn't really pay attention to what his ball was doing on the right lane. He made a lot of great shots. The blower 10, I mean, that's a terrible break. The wrap 10 as well. Hate to see that for a great friend of mine, but I expected a great game from him, and that's exactly what we got.
Kyle, congratulations. We'll see you in Florida.
Thank you. Sounds great.
The pro with the fro.
Making storm, Beavers, Lane Talk, Vice, Bowlify, Bowlerettes. Everybody here. Love y'all.
You can see Kyle Troup as he thanks everybody. The orchestra is firing up, Kyle. Next Sunday, 2 Eastern Time on Fox. He'll meet Jesper Svensson. We'll see Bug Krol. Krol, one of the great stories of this season. We'll see Bill O'Neill, the man who won the first major of the year, the Players Champion, now one of 4 left standing in the Sunshine State. The Iceman will grab his sunscreen. Jesper Svensson will be one of 4. And Kyle Troup. Can anybody stop the champ? We'll find out next Sunday on Fox at 2 Eastern Time.